A lot of reasons could be behind why you are losing hair fast and growing bald. But trust me, age is not even in the top 10 of these reasons. But research shows that an iron deficiency is usually one of the top 3 reasons for hair loss. In our previous video, we talked about 3 vegetables that are rich in iron that have helped thousands of my senior patients grow hair even in their 50s and late into their 80s. In this video today, I will talk about the top 3 sources of iron from nuts. Nuts are the types of foods that you can easily snack on, and it is one of the best ways of getting your iron instead of relying on heavy pills and supplements. From my studies, I have also noticed that there are certain foods that cause baldness, hair thinning, and alopecia in senior women. I will tell you 2 of those foods as well, so you can stop eating them today. Let us begin immediately, and if you are yet to subscribe, do so right away. Number 1, cashews are actually and naturally cholesterol-free, which makes them very healthy for seniors. And they are also good for seniors in the sense that they are easy to chew and digest. Cashews contain up to 6 to 7 millimoles of iron per serving, and up to 18 g of protein, which are essential to growing hair. They also contain other hair-building vitamins like healthy fats, zinc, magnesium, copper, and biotin. Because low iron causes hair loss through thinning, hair shedding, slower regrowth, and brittle and weak hair, seniors don't know that they can suffer from iron deficiency because of reduced absorption, lower stomach acid, certain medications like NSAIDs, and reduced appetite. Apart from the rich iron content cashews have, they are also rich in vitamin E. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that improves blood circulation to the scalp, which means more oxygen and nutrients reach your hair follicles. This increased blood flow helps repair damaged follicles, reduces oxidative stress that can cause premature aging of the hair, and creates the ideal environment for new hair growth. Vitamin E also helps balance oil production on your scalp, preventing both dryness and excessive oiliness that can clog follicles and stop hair growth. A study published in the journal Tropical Life Sciences Research in 2010 examined 38 volunteers experiencing hair loss and gave them vitamin E supplements for 8 months. The results were remarkable. Participants who took vitamin E supplements saw a 34.5% increase in hair count compared to the placebo group. The researchers concluded that vitamin E's antioxidant properties helped reduce oxidative stress in the scalp, which is one of the major contributors to hair loss in aging adults. Now let me share 3 simple ways you can add cashews to your daily routine. The first recipe is a simple cashew and date energy ball. Take 1 cup of raw cashews, blend them in a food processor with half a cup of pitted dates, a tablespoon of ground flaxseed for extra omega-3s, and a pinch of cinnamon. Roll the mixture into small balls and refrigerate. Eat 2 to 3 balls as a mid-morning or afternoon snack. These energy balls give you sustained energy, satisfy sweet cravings naturally, and deliver a concentrated dose of iron, protein, and vitamin E all at once. The second recipe is a creamy cashew smoothie. Soak a 4 cup of cashews overnight in water. In the morning, drain them and blend with 1 ripe banana, a cup of unsweetened almond milk, a tablespoon of honey, and a handful of spinach for extra iron. This smoothie is not only delicious, but also incredibly gentle on the digestive system. The soaking process makes the cashews easier to digest and increases the bioavailability of their nutrients, meaning your body can absorb more of the iron and vitamins. The third recipe is cashew-crusted salmon. Finally, chop half a cup of cashews and mix with a tablespoon of olive oil, minced garlic, and fresh herbs like parsley or dill. Press this mixture onto salmon filets and bake at 375 degrees for 15 to 18 minutes. The combination of iron-rich cashews with omega-3 rich salmon creates a powerful meal for hair regrowth. The healthy fats in both foods help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin E more effectively. Let me tell you about Dorothy, an 82-year-old patient I worked with, who came to me devastated about her thinning hair. She said her hair used to be her pride, thick and full, but over the past few years, it had become so thin that she could see her scalp clearly. She had tried expensive shampoos and even considered a wig. After reviewing her diet, I noticed she was eating very little protein and almost no nuts because she thought they were too hard to chew. I introduced her to cashews, the softest nut available, and taught her how to make the cashew smoothie and energy balls. Within 3 months, Dorothy called me excitedly to say that her hairdresser had noticed new baby hairs growing around her hairline. By 6 months, her hair had noticeably thickened, and she no longer felt self-conscious about going out without a hat. Dorothy now swears by her daily cashew smoothie and tells everyone at her senior center about it. Number 2, pine nuts. The iron content in pine nuts is 6.66 milligars per 100 grind, and adults need approximately 8 millig of iron daily for women over 50 and 8 milligars for men over 50. Pine nuts are also rich in vitamin E and magnesium, two nutrients that work together to create the perfect environment for hair growth. Vitamin E in pine nuts acts as a protective shield for your hair follicles. It fights free radicals that damage hair cells and cause premature aging of the scalp. When you consume vitamin E regularly, it strengthens the hair shaft from within, prevents breakage, and adds a natural shine to your hair. Vitamin E also helps seal moisture into each strand, which is especially important for seniors whose hair tends to become dry and brittle with age. This moisture retention keeps hair flexible and less prone to snapping when you brush or style it. Magnesium is equally important because it plays a crucial role in protein synthesis. And since hair is made primarily of a protein called keratin, you need adequate magnesium to build strong, healthy hair. Magnesium also helps regulate calcium deposits around the hair follicles. Too much calcium buildup can actually block follicles and prevent new hair from growing. Additionally, magnesium improves blood circulation and reduces inflammation in the scalp, both of which create optimal conditions for hair regrowth. Low magnesium levels have been directly linked to hair loss, and many seniors are deficient in this mineral without even knowing it. A comprehensive study published in the Archives of Dermatological Research in 2019 examined the role of micronutrients in hair loss among 200 participants. The researchers found that individuals with alopecia had significantly lower levels of magnesium and iron compared to those with healthy hair growth. The study concluded that supplementing with these minerals, either through diet or supplements, showed noticeable improvement in hair density and reduced shedding within 12 to 16 weeks. The researchers emphasized that dietary sources were preferable because they came with other synergistic nutrients that enhanced absorption. Now, let me share 3 delicious ways to incorporate pine nuts into your daily meals. The first recipe is a classic pine nut pesto. Blend 2 cups of fresh basil leaves with half a cup of pine nuts, 3 cloves of garlic, half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. Season with salt and pepper to taste. You can toss this pesto with whole wheat pasta, spread it on whole grain toast, or use it as a marinade for chicken or fish. The healthy fats in the olive oil help your body absorb the vitamin E from the pine nuts more effectively. The second recipe is a Mediterranean pine nut salad. Toast a 4 cup of pine nuts in a dry skillet until golden and fragrant. Toss them with mixed greens, cherry tomatoes, cucumber slices, red onion, crumbled feta cheese, and a simple dressing made from lemon juice, olive oil, and dried oregano. This salad is light, refreshing, and packed with nutrients that support not just hair growth, but overall health. The vitamin C from the tomatoes and lemon also helps your body absorb the iron from the pine nuts better. The third recipe is honey-roasted pine nuts. Mix half a cup of pine nuts with 1 tsp of honey and a pinch of sea salt. Spread them on a baking sheet and roast at 325 degrading F for 8 to 10 minutes, stirring halfway through. These make an excellent snack and can also be sprinkled over yogurt or oatmeal for breakfast. Let me tell you about Robert, a 76-year-old retired teacher who came to me worried about his receding hairline. He said he had always had thick hair, but in recent years it had become noticeably thinner, especially at the temples. Robert's diet was decent, but he rarely ate nuts because he found them bland. I introduced him to pine nuts and taught him how to make the honey-roasted version. He loved the sweet and savory flavor and started eating them as an afternoon snack. I also had him add the pesto to his weekly meal rotation. After 4 months, Robert noticed that his hair felt thicker when he ran his fingers through it, and his barber commented that there seemed to be more volume. By 8 months, the thinning at his temples had visibly improved, and Robert felt more confident. He now keeps a jar of honey-roasted pine nuts in his kitchen at all times and credits them with giving him his hair back. Number 3. Pistachios. Pistachios contain approximately 4 milligars of iron per 100 gram, which is a significant contribution to your daily iron needs. But what makes pistachios truly exceptional for hair growth is their high content of vitamin B6 and copper, 2 nutrients that are absolutely critical for preventing hair loss and promoting new growth. Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is essential for creating melanin, the pigment that gives your hair its natural color. But beyond color, B6 plays a vital role in improving oxygen flow to your scalp by helping produce hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout your body. When your hair follicles receive adequate oxygen, they stay active and healthy, producing strong, thick strands. Vitamin B6 also helps your body metabolize protein more efficiently. And since hair is made of keratin, a type of protein, this means your body can actually use the protein you eat to build new hair. Additionally, B6 reduces stress hormones hormones like cortisol, which is important because chronic stress is one of the leading causes of hair loss in seniors. Copper is equally important because it activates enzymes that strengthen the connective tissue in your hair and scalp. Copper helps form dolphide bonds, which are the molecular connections that give hair its strength and elasticity. Without adequate copper, hair becomes weak, breaks easily, and grows more slowly. Copper also works alongside iron to form red blood cells, which means it enhances iron's effectiveness in delivering oxygen and nutrients to your hair follicles. Furthermore, copper has natural anti-inflammatory properties that soothe scalp conditions like dandruff and irritation, which can block follicles and prevent hair growth. A study published in the journal Biological Trace Element Research in 2013 examined trace mineral levels in 50 patients with premature hair graying and hair loss compared to a control group. The researchers found that those experiencing hair problems had significantly lower levels of copper and iron in their blood and hair samples. The study concluded that copper deficiency contributed not only to hair loss but also to premature graying, and that restoring copper levels through diet led to noticeable improvements in hair thickness and color retention within 3 to 6 months. Now let me share 3 simple and delicious ways to add pistachios to your daily routine. The first recipe is a pistachio and cranberry trail mix. Combine 1 cup of shelled pistachios with half a cup of dried cranberries, 1/4 cup of dark chocolate chips, and 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds. Mix everything together and store in an airtight container. Eat a small handful as a mid-morning or afternoon snack. This trail mix gives you sustained energy, satisfies sweet cravings naturally, and delivers a powerful combination of iron, copper, B vitamins, and antioxidants all at once. The second recipe is a creamy pistachio smoothie bowl. Blend half a cup of shelled pistachios with 1 frozen banana, half a cup of Greek yogurt, 1/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk, and a teaspoon of honey. Pour the mixture into a bowl and top with fresh berries, sliced almonds, and a sprinkle of ground flaxseed. This smoothie bowl is not only visually beautiful, but also incredibly nourishing for your hair. The Greek yogurt adds extra protein, while the berries provide vitamin C, which helps your body absorb the iron from the pistachios more effectively. The third recipe is pistachio-crusted chicken. Finally, chop 3/4 of a cup of shelled pistachios and mix with 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, minced garlic, and fresh thyme. Coat chicken breasts with this mixture and bake at 375 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes until golden and cooked through. The combination of protein-rich chicken with nutrient-dense pistachios creates a complete meal that supports hair growth from multiple angles. Serve it with roasted vegetables or a fresh salad for a balanced dinner. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 68-year-old retired nurse who came to me heartbroken about her thinning hair. She said she had always taken pride in her appearance. But over the past 2 years, her hair had become so thin that she avoided social gatherings and felt embarrassed in public. Margaret had tried multiple hair growth shampoos and even considered hair extensions, but nothing seemed to work. When I reviewed her diet, I noticed she was eating very little in terms of nuts and seeds. I introduced her to pistachios and taught her how to make the trail mix in smoothie bowl. Margaret loved how easy and convenient they were. Within 2 months, she called me to say that her hair felt less brittle and seemed to be shedding less when she brushed it. By 5 months, Margaret noticed visible regrowth around her hairline and crown area. Her hairdresser was amazed at the transformation and asked what she had been doing differently. Margaret now eats pistachios every single day and has regained her confidence. She recently told me that she feels like herself again and no longer hides from cameras or social events. Now, before you rush out to buy cashews, pine nuts, and pistachios, I need to warn you about something incredibly important. These nuts won't do much for your hair growth if you keep eating the next 2 foods I'm about to discuss. I've seen this happen time and time again in my practice. I had a patient named Helen who religiously ate cashews and pistachios every single day for 4 months, but she saw absolutely no improvement in her hair loss. She was frustrated and ready to give up until we discovered she was still consuming these 2 harmful foods regularly. The moment she stopped eating them and continued with her iron-rich nuts, her hair began growing back within 6 weeks. Another patient, Thomas, experienced the exact same thing. He did everything right nutritionally, but his hair kept falling out until we identified and eliminated these 2 culprits from his diet. So, pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you next, because this information could be the difference between success and failure in your hair regrowth journey. Number 1, sugar. Excessive sugar consumption is one of the most damaging things you can do to your hair, and most seniors don't realize how much sugar they're consuming daily. When you eat too much sugar, it causes a spike in insulin levels, which triggers your body to produce more androgens, particularly DHT or dihydrotestosterone. DHT is a hormone that shrinks hair follicles, making them weaker and unable to produce strong, healthy hair. Over time, these shrunken follicles stop producing hair altogether, leading to permanent baldness in those areas. Sugar also causes inflammation throughout your entire body, including your scalp. This chronic inflammation damages hair follicles, disrupts the hair growth cycle, and forces hair into the shedding phase prematurely. Additionally, sugar interferes with your body's ability to absorb essential nutrients like iron, zinc, and B vitamins, the very nutrients you need for hair growth. Even if you're eating all the right foods like cashews, pine nuts, and pistachios, the sugar you're consuming is blocking your body from using those nutrients effectively. A study published in the journal PLOS ONE in 2022 examined the dietary patterns of over 1,000 men aged 18 to 45 and found a strong correlation between high sugar intake and male pattern baldness. Men who consumed sugary drinks, desserts, and processed foods regularly were significantly more likely to experience severe hair loss compared to those who limited their sugar intake. The researchers concluded that reducing sugar consumption could slow down or even reverse hair loss in many cases. So, what should you replace sugar with? Use natural sweeteners like raw honey, pure maple syrup, or dates in moderation. These options contain minerals and antioxidants that support hair health rather than destroy it. Replace sugary snacks with fresh fruits like berries, apples, and oranges, which provide natural sweetness along with vitamins and fiber. Replace sodas and sweetened beverages with water, herbal teas, or infused water with lemon and cucumber. Replace store-bought desserts with homemade treats sweetened with mashed bananas or unsweetened applesauce. The key is to retrain your taste buds to enjoy natural sweetness rather than the artificial concentrated sweetness of processed sugar. Number 2, ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processed foods are manufactured products that contain ingredients you would never find in a home kitchen. Things like hydrogenated oils, high-fructose corn syrup, artificial flavors, preservatives, emulsifiers, and chemical additives. These foods include packaged snacks, frozen meals, instant noodles, processed meats like hot dogs and deli meats, packaged breads with long shelf lives, sugary cereals, and fast food. These foods are designed for convenience and long shelf life, not for your health, and they are absolutely devastating to your hair. Ultra-processed foods are loaded with trans fats and hydrogenated oils that clog your arteries and reduce blood flow to your scalp. When blood flow to your hair follicles is restricted, they receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients, which causes hair to grow slowly, become brittle, and eventually fall out. These foods also contain excessive amounts of sodium, which dehydrates your body and scalp, making your hair dry, weak, and prone to breakage. The chemical additives and preservatives in ultra-processed foods trigger systemic inflammation throughout your body, including inflammation in your scalp that damages hair follicles and disrupts the natural hair growth cycle. Additionally, ultra-processed foods are nutritionally empty. They provide calories, but almost no vitamins, minerals, or protein that your body needs to build strong hair. When you fill up on these foods, you're displacing nutrient-dense whole foods from your diet, creating deficiencies in iron, zinc, biotin, and other essential nutrients. Your body simply cannot build healthy hair from processed junk. A groundbreaking study published in the British Medical Journal in 2024 followed over 200,000 participants for 28 years and found that high consumption of ultra-processed foods was associated with increased markers of inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which are directly linked to hair loss and premature aging. The study also found that people who consumed the most ultra-processed foods had significantly lower levels of essential nutrients in their blood, including iron, magnesium, and B vitamins. So, what should you replace ultra-processed foods with? Replace packaged snacks with whole foods like nuts, fresh fruit, vegetable sticks with hummus, or homemade energy balls. Replace frozen meals with batch-cooked homemade meals that you can freeze yourself using fresh ingredients like lean proteins, whole grains, and vegetables. Replace processed meats with fresh cuts of chicken, fish, turkey, or plant-based proteins like beans and lentils. Replace sugary cereals with steel-cut oats, whole grain toast with nut butter, or Greek yogurt with fresh berries. Replace instant noodles with whole grain pasta or zucchini noodles topped with homemade sauce. The goal is to eat foods that come directly from nature with minimal processing and maximum nutrition. If you found this video helpful, I want to hear from you right now. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 3 nuts you're going to start eating today. Are you team cashew, team pine nut, or team pistachio? And be honest with me, have you been eating too much sugar or ultra-processed foods? Let me know in the comments, because I read every single one, and I love hearing about your journey to healthier, thicker hair. Now, if you're serious about regrowing your hair, and you want a complete roadmap with meals planned out for you, I have created something special just for you. It's my brand new ebook called 100 Hair Growth Recipes, your complete guide to regrowing hair naturally. This ebook contains 100 delicious, easy-to recipes specifically designed to support hair growth. Every single recipe is packed with iron, biotin, collagen, and protein, the 4 essential nutrients your hair needs to grow thick, strong, and healthy. Inside this ebook, you'll find breakfast recipes, lunch recipes, dinner recipes, snacks, smoothies, and even desserts, all formulated to nourish your hair from the inside out. You don't have to guess what to eat anymore or wonder if you're getting enough of the right nutrients. I've done all the work for you. Each recipe includes clear instructions, ingredient lists, and nutritional information so you know exactly what you're putting into your body. Whether you're dealing with thinning hair, bald spots, or just want to strengthen the hair you have, this ebook will transform your results. You can find the link to get your copy in the description box below. Don't wait. Invest in your hair today. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another video. I post new content every single day with practical, research-backed tips to help you live your healthiest, most vibrant life. Your hair, your health, and your confidence deserve this investment. Subscribe now, and I'll see you in the